Thank you for joining me on my masterclass. Now, today we're talking about three businesses that will make you a millionaire tomorrow. Now, these are the three businesses that will make you a millionaire tomorrow. Now, when I'm talking about millions, I'm not just talking about millions in a currency like the Zimbabwean dollar. I'm talking about millions, in a currency like the US dollar. And these are the three businesses that are going to make you a millionaire tomorrow if you get into them today. You have to understand something there that you cannot prepare for war on the day of war. So you've got to be prepared for war before the day of war comes. So, for instance, now, if war suddenly comes upon you and then you start to prepare, you're going to be defeated. So you've got to prepare for war just before war comes. Long before you've got to always be prepared. I'll give you a very good example. Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson and Johnson, they're making every second, they're making $1,000 in profit every second. Now, you can research it. Don't take my word for it. I encourage people to fact check me because I did, in fact. Now, why are they making so much money? You see, nobody knew when the next pandemic was going to come in by about like maybe 2018, 2019. But these guys, they had a research and development team, and so they were ready. They were getting ready. They were, doing human genome sequencing because every other year or so, you're going to have like a very very an epidemic, and then every other decade, or so, it might become like maybe intercontinental, and then every other decade it becomes a pandemic, and so they were ready, and now they are reaping a lot of money. So now imagine maybe a pharmaceutical company, they just said, oh, there's the coronavirus pandemic, and then they start to hire pharmacists, they start to hire microbiologists. By the time they get their acts together, the pandemic would have happened and gone, and the world would have moved on to another thing. So you need to get ready before war comes. And you have to understand is that you are fighting a war. You're fighting a war with poverty. Now, I've traveled around the world. I've traveled around the world. If you follow me, I travel a lot. I spend a great deal of money traveling. And I've seen the systemic, generational, endemic poverty that's in Africa, in Asia. A lot of people are surprised that there's so much poverty in Asia. I've been to all parts of Asia, India, Bangladesh, Cambodia, Thailand, you name it, Nepal, Maldives. I've seen some kind of, in fact, heart-wrenching poverty. And the only way that you can address this poverty is by teaching people how to make money. And so you got to start now. You don't want to be up to date. You want to be up to tomorrow. You have to be up to tomorrow. So without further ado, what are these three businesses that are going to make you millionaires by tomorrow? Now, the very first one is this: real estate. Real estate. Real estate is not such a big thing right now in many parts of the world, including in a country like Nigeria, because of the recession that was brought in by the Nigerian government in 2015, and then also perhaps in a country like maybe Cameroon, and then in a country like Nepal, because I've been to Nepal. But real estate is the way to go for the future. Now, let's take a country like Nigeria. Real estate might not be a big thing right now just because the economy is recessed. So there's not a lot of money going around. Before 2015, from 2007 to 2015, real estate was so big in Nigeria, it was massive in Nigeria. The real estate market in Nigeria was bigger than the real estate market in Los Angeles. And you can research it, CNN did an article about it. But when the economy went down, obviously the purchasing power of Nigerians went down. But this is not a permanent thing. It's going to, it's going to come out. And then, how do we know this? We look at data. Right now, Nigeria has a population of about 200.9 million. So that is 200,900,000. So 200.9 million. Nigeria has a population growth rate of between 2.5% and 3%. It's actually about 3%, but then there's a lot of infant mortality, so it reduces to about maybe 2.5, 2.7%. And then right now, Nigeria has a housing deficit of 17 million. So that means Nigeria needs 17 million houses. If you can research this, the Nigerian government set a target of building 300,000 houses. 2 days ago, they just revealed that of those 300,000 houses that they had a target to build, they've only built about 15,900. So that's a drop in the ocean. Now, Nigeria has a population now of about 200.9 million. Every day in Nigeria, 16,000 babies are born every day. Every year in Nigeria, the population of Nigeria increases by about 5 to 6 million every year in Nigeria. But by about 5 to 6 million. Now you think about that. You think about that. Now, the housing deficit, and you don't have to take my word for it. You can research it right now. The housing deficit in Nigeria is 17 million. By the year 2030, Nigeria is going to have a population of about maybe okay. Let me put it this way: the world's population right now is 7.9 billion. In 2030, the world's population is going to be 8.9 billion. Nigeria's population is going to explode to something like maybe 230 or 35 million or 240 million. Now, it's projected that by the year 2030, Nigeria's housing deficit will grow from 17 million to 22 million. Now, you think about it. If you don't have a house now, there's a lot of competition in a country like Nigeria. In a country like Ethiopia, they have a population growth rate of 2.5. So after Nigeria, Ethiopia is the second largest country by population in Africa, and they also have, I think, in Ethiopia they have something like a 12 million housing deficit. So if you're living in those two countries, if you're living in a country like India, where they also have a deficit in India, and then if you live in a country like Cambodia, they also have a deficit. So you're thinking about it now. If you don't have a house now, how much more problematic is it going to be for you by the year 2030? So there's going to be, the population is exploding in your countries. The population in Europe is not exploding; it's actually contracting. A number of European countries, their population growth rate is actually less than 1%. So they need to fill it in by immigration. But in these countries, the population is exploding. So if you don't have a house now, just think about what it's going to be like in 2030 when the Earth's population is going to be 8.9. What's going to be like in 2050 when the Earth's population is going to be 10 billion people? So in Nigeria, the population of Nigeria is going to be by 2050 it's projected to be close to 300 million. So already there's a housing deficit of 17 million now. By 2030, it's going to go to 22 million. So just look at that. The laws of demand and supply says that you need to be in housing now. So get a house. You're not going to make money immediately. It's a long-term strategy, but you're definitely going to make money. So get a house. It's very, very important, because if you don't have a house now, every year is going to get more difficult. Every year is going to get more difficult just because of the laws and of demand and supply. You already have a deficit. The deficit is growing. The population is growing. So there's going to be more people going after fewer houses. So you're going to be in a position in the future to command a great amount of money for as rent, a great amount of money for things involved with your house. So housing is the first business that's going to make you a millionaire tomorrow. Now, what's the second business that's going to make you a millionaire tomorrow? Agriculture. Because a growing population needs to feed. And take a continent like Africa. In Africa, every year, Africa spends $37 billion importing food. Why? Because Africa cannot feed itself. So it's going to be, in fact, already it's a big business. I was talking to somebody in the African Development Bank, and they were talking about how most of their borrowings right now is going not to infrastructure, it's going to agriculture. So even if it's going to infrastructure, it's going to infrastructure that is targeted at agriculture. Because, the president of the African Development Bank has said it, that in Africa, the millionaires of tomorrow are going to be people who are in agriculture. They call them agropreneurs. So you can research that. So it is estimated that agriculture is going to be giving you like a return on your investment of something like 15% annually, which is unheard of. The stock market in America gives you like between 8 and 10%. So if you're buying bonds give you like that's US treasury bonds, they give you like between 2 to 5%. So if you are getting 15% on a return on your investment on agriculture, then it beats the stock market, it beats treasury bonds. And it's something that we know that the laws of demand and supply are in favor. So you think about it right now. Africa's population right now is somewhere around 1.2 billion. 1.2 billion. And Africa is already importing $37 billion worth of food. Now, if African nations, if they because like a country like Nigeria, a country like Ethiopia, Kenya, countries with large population, what they're trying to do is that they are trying to reduce that food import bill by growing food internally. So if you can grow food internally, if you can go into agriculture, then it's a business that's going to give you a high return of investment. And with agriculture, you don't have to own land. In most African countries, the land, you can actually get land for agricultural purposes from the government if they know it's for agricultural purposes. So it's a business that you want to get into not for sentimental reasons, but for real profit reasons. Now, what's the third business? The third business is this: cryptocurrency. Why? Because cryptocurrency is replacing fiat currency all over the world. Is replacing fiat currency. Right now, something like 45% of all small and medium-scale businesses in America accept cryptocurrency. No other currency is growing, including the US dollar, is growing at that rate of acceptance. No other currency. It's gotten to the extent now whereby the New York State Department of Finance is now authorizing cryptocurrency people to produce digitized dollars. So it's just US dollars, but they are just digitized US dollars. So for instance, you have BUSD, you have USDT, and other digitized dollars that they have one-on-one parity with the US dollar. And then you see Russia, initially at the beginning of this year, they said they're going to ban cryptocurrency. But then when they saw, how it was really affecting the economy, the Minister of Finance came out and said, no, we're not going to ban cryptocurrency. We are going to accept cryptocurrency, only that we're going to regulate it. So now, we now have September 7th, a country like El Salvador has said Bitcoin, one of the major cryptocurrencies, is now our official legal tender. All over the world, a lot of people are surprised by the number of people who are dealing in cryptocurrencies in their country. Take a country like Nigeria. It will surprise that in Nigeria, 13 million people, even with the government shenanigans, are involved in cryptocurrency. In India, it's much larger. In India, it's over 100 million people, and it is growing. So fiat currency is going to die out, because the problem with fiat currency, inflation, devaluation, the government controls it, so the government can seize it. But cryptocurrency, all of that, they don't apply to cryptocurrency. So it's projected, and not just by me, by Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, Financial Times, that fiat currency is going to be taking a dip and cryptocurrency is going to be going up. So you want to invest in cryptocurrency now. I told people about 3 weeks ago, invest in cryptocurrency, invest in Bitcoin, invest in Ethereum. Then it was about $32,000 per unit of Bitcoin. Right now, it's about $44,000. I invested and I made money. If you had invested, you would have made money. But it's not just for you to make money, it's for you to hold, because the future is cryptocurrency. My name is Renos. If you've watched this and you have questions arising from what I've said to you, put them in the comment section. And my staff will curate them, they'll bring them to me, and I'll respond to them. Now, remember, I don't have a Gmail email address. I don't have a WhatsApp forum. I don't have a Telegram channel. Scammers are saying that my videos tend to go viral. And so what they do is that they create fake YouTube profiles and they approach people in the comment section, offering them WhatsApp guidance, offering them helplines, offering them Telegram channel, Gmail email addresses. They have scammed a number of people. Don't let them scam you. My name is Renos once again. Thank you and God bless you.